really find these in an old barn? And in the woods?
Well, you saw the footage.
Well, I know it's late and this kid is not gonna let me put him to bed, but I can't go to sleep until we know what is in these. Like, clearly Carol wanted to tell us something with these old diary pages.
Well, let's go through them. Page upon page.
April. Okay. April 15th, 1989. Today, I finally decided to write Daniel out of the will. I know he's sure
Who's
to be
Daniel?
upset. I don't know.
Okay, sorry, just keep reading. I bet you once we read a few pages, we'll understand.
Find out more information from all of
Yeah.
them. I mean, it's a diary, right?
There are 8 of them.
I know he's sure to be upset when he finds out, but at this point, he doesn't deserve to inherit his stepfather's wealth or mine. I need to stop him from having that sort of financial power. So whoever this Daniel is, he's bad news for him to get written out of the will. After all that we've been through, after all that he's done, I just don't feel that there's anything left of a relationship between us. Our mother-son bond has been shattered. This final betrayal has shown me that. So she wrote her son out of the will. Like,
Yeah, well, you must have done something pretty bad to get written out of the will.
as a son, not like a nephew or something, right? Like, that's heavy.
Well, keep reading. Maybe we'll find out more.
This is the next one.
Yeah, maybe this will reveal more.
Okay, May 1st, 1989. William is dying. Watching him wither away is the hardest thing I've ever done. Now I know who's behind this, and I can't carry this inside any longer. I need to get this story off my chest. I know that Daniel is the son of the modern-day witch, but I came from a long line of witches and warlocks devoted to white magic. So Carol's a witch.
Yeah, but it's a white witch. It's a good witch.
It's a white.
A white witch? Don't you remember Wizard of Oz? I'm the good witch,
She
Glinda.
wasn't called a white witch. She was called the good witch.
Okay, but she wore white.
No, she didn't. She wore pink. Watch the movie again, Brad. The art has been passed down through generations for hundreds of years. Each generation has vowed to never perform the forbidden magics. They have all been taught that the more dark magic one performs, the more their soul is corrupted. Whereas white magic preserves the soul's integrity and encourages to do better, to show charity, goodwill, and compassion. The way of living has led our family to become blessed with wealth and fortune. Daniel, too, is a warlock, but a selfish, contemptible individual. Others' feelings and well-being always came second to his. With his character, it's obvious now why he has been drawn to the dark arts, thinking them as more powerful than the weak and serving white magic, whose purpose is to lift up others and not gratify the ego. Daniel has never understood that it was in practicing the white magic that has led my family to wealth and good fortune. Okay, that's May 1st. The next one is May 14th, 1989.
Okay.
Mother's Day. Of course, Daniel has said nothing to me today. I shouldn't be surprised. I don't think he knows or cares. I wish, of all his shortcomings, that he'd never developed such a strong gambling problem. Gambling.
So dude's got a gambling problem.
He gambled himself into an unmanageably large amount of debt. Even when he wins, the win is never enough. That's like a common thing with gamblers, eh? Unfortunately for Daniel, magic cannot produce money, so he can't just magic away his gambling debt, of which he owes to people bigger and more powerful than he. I think he's even stolen William's truck to sell for parts.
That's the truck.
No wonder there's like nothing left of it.
He was parsing it out for parts. Out in the woods.
And he
It's a
can't
vintage-
just create his own money with a spell or something.
So it's a vintage truck that he's been
From
parsing out.
1989, yeah. Well, and earlier. It's because of his refusal to stop practicing the dark arts, his denial of the family tradition, the fact that he only ever wants money from me. He never shows for Christmas, birthdays, or anything. There's no love from him for me. When he asked me about his inheritance, I refused him. He just learned of our fortune and he actually wanted it early.
So the guy wants the family fortune because he wants to pay for his gambling debt. Because parsing out his dad's vintage truck.
It's not enough.
Although the truck wouldn't have been vintage when his dad owned it, right?
Probably not.
Carol would be pretty old. This is 1989. Carol was probably a senior when she wrote these letters.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know. There's one more line. I told Daniel he will inherit nothing, that I am going to write him out of the will.
Ooh, burn.
I think Daniel would be
No
dealing
wonder
with
he's
that very
pissed.
well.
Wrote him out of the will?
But now he knows that she's going to write him out of the will.
Okay, let's read another one. How many are left?
June. Watching William dragging air into his lungs is more painful than anything I've endured this far. There's not a thing I can do, nor anyone, to reverse this. All I can do is to stay by his side. I love him with all my heart and soul. I didn't think I would find such a love, and I'm thankful for it. But having it wrenched away from me day by day, slowly, agonizingly, is more than I can bear. Daniel is jealous of this new love I've found. I think he still blames me for his father's death, and it makes him hate William and I all the more. He's cast such a dark spell over my William, cursing him with such disease and pain, it's punishing us both. Daniel is not only a dark warlock, he's a murderer. September 21st, 1989. After nearly a year, my William has finally breathed his last and suffers no more. He suffered for a year. A year. I'm so blessed to know that through his pain, his love for me never wavered. I remained by his side, with my William still whispering his love for me until the end. I'm very thankful that we underwent the simple wedding ceremony that we did, so that his family and mine could be merged together. I only wish we had had the chance to enjoy our marriage. With the last week spent with William, I haven't had the chance to finalize the will with the lawyer. I meet with him next week.
These look like they're diary pages that were written...
At like a desk or something, right?
Yeah, while she was alive. And these ones look like they're written hastily and quickly.
Under stress. I'm trapped. I'm lost. I don't know what to do. Time is irrelevant.
These sound more like echoes.
Daniel has captured my soul here with his dark magic. He has murdered me after all.
How is she writing this if she's been murdered?
Mother. I don't know. I mean, she wrote on the back of a picture to us. And on the mirror.
That's
I mean, clearly
true.
she can write.
That's true.
Knowing that he's next of kin and he'll get everything before I could finalize with the lawyer. That's why he let us marry.
That was pretty,
He played the long game. Like, that is cold. That's dark. Daniel is so spiteful and angry. He had me cremated, but kept some of the ashes for himself. With them, he's cast a spell, a foul one, so that as long as they remain unscattered, I will forever remain in this state of limbo. And he's hidden them in this box and tried to bury my spirit forever, dividing me from my William forever.
You mean to tell me that the ashes that we found, that's Carol's ashes, which I think we deduced.
All of them. I mean,
no, but I think we've already deduced that by now. That would be Carol's ashes. But the reason why she's she still here is because she's in that box. So you're telling me that some of her ashes were scattered and some weren't.
That's why she didn't want us to bury her again.
Okay, so this is what, the second one?
Yeah, there's a piece ripped off, but I'll just read what's here.
Just do your best.
I thought he loved, I gave him, but he hated M. He's hid my ashes in it.
That's the bear.
So she gave him the bear. He's hid my ashes in it as representation of his spite for I would assume her.
Okay, so mom gives him a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Mom gives him a love bear.
Yeah.
And then he takes the bear and puts the ashes in the bear. And then puts the bear in the box.
The ring had to be placed, the box. My engagement ring. When I first spoke my love for, it's a W, so I'm assuming William.
Be William.
And was my most precious possession.
William would be the person that she should have married all along. Right? Not Daniel's dad. That guy sounds like a...
We don't know anything about him yet, except for he's dead. Right? And it's
yeah, well,
Daniel's
anyone
father,
that's... What's that?
Clearly,
What's that turnaround?
it's a poem.
That's a poem?
Yeah.
Okay, read the rest of it first.
Okay. Well, it's
Let's get all the
talking about
information
Daniel's
first.
father.
Okay, well, let's get the
Daniel's
information.
father was my first love. A wolf in sheep's clothing.
Anyone that's Daniel's dad can't be a nice guy.
That's where he got it from. Beguiled by him and blinded long, I think it's enough, to marry and conceive a son. And my eyes were opened to his wickedness. Something not leave him. I couldn't break those vows. Even though she was married to someone she found out was evil, she stayed committed to him?
That sounds like the case.
Thankfully, he died young of heart failure and freed me to search for my love once more. I found in William a good warlock and a kindred spirit. He gave me that ring, which had been passed down through his family, and it was a symbol of our two families joining and the love we shared. So this is explaining why things had to be in the box.
And is that the last page?
But it's the only one we haven't read, and it's got this poem on the back.
Can I see? Yeah, you read that. I'll try and read the back.
Daniel's hatred has no bounds. He's blamed me for his father's early death, and he couldn't stand the thought of William as a stepfather. He has cursed us to remain separated even in death. Little did he know, the spell he has cast is the most wicked and spiteful one of all, and comes with a heavy cost to pay. The caster of the spell, too, will never find rest until the original person's ashes are set free. Our two souls will never separate for all eternity and never find peace.
So basically, they're stuck together.
He trapped himself, too. Yeah.
What a spiteful jerk.
Well, he didn't know that was going to happen. It was like...
No, but he's spiteful as
fine
in...
print.
He's spiteful as in he trapped her in that box in limbo. No wonder she wants peace.
Yeah, she
She wants to be set free. She's been living in a semi-conscious state for who knows, since 89. Since 89.
If my ashes are scattered, it will set me free. Free to reunite with my love and send Daniel to the afterlife to work off his debt of his hate.
That's, you know, I'd say that I'm surprised, except for after everything else we've gone through. This is not surprising. This isn't. We have to do something about it, though.
If they're witches and warlocks, Brad, I bet this isn't a poem. I bet it's a spell. Like an incantation.
Okay, well, it says, take we now. This is really calligraphal. Take we now within our hearts, hands. You read it. Okay, so Margaret has just taken Robert upstairs to bed. He was sound asleep and it took a long time. He's not feeling well. And so we wanted to get him out of the room while we actually try to read the red letters. We don't think it's a good idea that he's in here when we read them. So she's just putting him to bed and then we're going to continue on. Okay, read away.
Take we now within our hearts ash remains of distant past, and as we scatter these to the wind, may peace come near you and rest within. This is an incantation to say when you're spreading someone's ashes, like...
It's a goodbye poem.
Like to
It's a
set
goodbye
them free.
poem.
Yeah. We need to take this, and we need to take Carol's ashes, and we need to scatter them.
I agree.
To the wind. I think we should go up to like, I don't know, like the highest hill or something.
This is the ability for you and I, right here. This is it. This is the key, right here.
Yeah.
For you and I to be rid of this whole debacle. The whole thing.
And reading this story, like, this is Carol's way to be free, to put her to peace. Like,
You realize that I am never buying another picture
from Bayou Village.
again? And if I do, I'm checking the back for
opening it
maps
up
and I'm
first.
burning them.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, this has been helpful to her, but let's face it, it's also been really traumatic for us. And I'm sure that Carol didn't mean us any harm, but this has been a real big pain in the butt. And not to mention her son Daniel has been a first-class douchebag. So I don't want to deal with this
understand
anymore.
How someone could be that evil.
There's lots of people that are evil. Jeffrey Dahmer was evil. Charlie Manson was evil. Hitler
Yeah, but
was
that's
evil.
what
There's
we're
evil
dealing
people.
With. Like, oh my God.
Look, we'll go to the place. She didn't say where she wanted it scattered.
No, I think we should go up to a high hill because it says scatter to the wind.
Okay, so we'll scatter. We'll go to the place that seems best to you. I'll let you decide.
Yeah, I have a spot in mind.
And then we'll scatter the ashes, and then we'll be rid of this whole thing.
Yeah.
And we'll get back to life as normal, and we won't have to
Sounds
think
pretty
about
good.
it anymore. We can put it behind us.
Yeah.
Because this doesn't have to define ourselves. It doesn't have to define our lives. It's just another thing that happened to us. It's opened our eyes to what's out there and what's possible. But I think that we're going to be okay. I think that this is going to be good. I think this will be fine. I think in the end we'll have helped a lost soul. 2 lost souls, because Daniel's going to work this off. Daniel will find peace in death too. We'll have helped everybody. So that's the plan.
Yeah.
We'll just take the ashes and we will go and scatter them ASAP. We'll go tomorrow, okay? We'll go tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning, bright and early, we'll get up, we'll hop in the van, and we'll go and scatter the ashes. And if all goes to plan, when we tuck ourselves in at night the next night, it'll all be behind us. Okay?
So, yeah.
Okay. Then that's what we'll do.